All right. I don't know how to use OBS. There we go. All right. So let's check out. Now, I saw this. I thought this would be of interest to anyone who is into antiques or anything that's old or, the past. Again, my channel name is Futures Past. So this is like perfect for it. So I found this Harper's magazine dated September 1910. And I found it online, which is pretty awesome. So let's check out some of the ads and some of the articles that were in Harper's Magazine. Here's one for Sapolo. Don't know what that is? Let the sun into your buildings and scour them with Sapolo. Colleges, hospitals, asylums, and all public institutions find Sapolo useful through its cleansing. Its cleansing is thorough and very quickly done. Don't know what that is. Kodak, simplicity. Wow, interesting. Can we even blow this up? We can make this bigger. Oh my God, that's even better. All right. So let's check out some cool stuff. And Tiffany and Company. Now, if you collect antiques, you know the holy grail of collecting is getting something marked Tiffany and Company. So here we go, 1910. Tiffany and Company have only one store in America, one in London and one in Paris. They are strictly retailers. Their products are only sold in their own stores. They extend a worldwide service through their correspondence department and thus ensure the satisfaction enjoyed by those who can make selections in person. And it says the Tiffany Blue Book, which will be sent upon request, contains concise descriptions and the range of prices of jewelry, silverware, and artistic merchandise. Now, I have a couple of items that are antique that are marked Tiffany and Company. And so, like a pair of opera glasses, for example. So, artistic merchandise. Really cool. They were on Fifth Avenue in New York City. We have a Sanatogen, the food tonic. It is not the revolution that destroys the machinery, but the friction. And I guess it's for some kind of oil. Don't know, don't care. It bores me. Next. And so we have a index in here. Let's check it out. They have stories, poems, memories with Mark Twain. But I'm more interested in the ads. Don't know why, but that's pretty much what does it for me. Now, wow. Okay, so it was 35 cents a copy, $4 a year for the magazine. And I'm trying to think in 1910, what was $4? And excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. $4 a year. Well, let's Google it. How's about that? All right, let's see. Inflation calculator. Okay, 1910. And here we go. So in 1910, and let's check it out. Oh, crap. Don't mind me. I'm adult. And that's, I think, an old fashioned word. All right, 1910, $4 was. You see, this is the type of thing. You go down the Google rabbit hole, and it says, Nan, A. Why aren't you calculating, you bastard? Probably because inflation is out of control. Let's check this out. Okay, so 1910. It doesn't even go down to 1910. Well, let's do 1913. $4 was approximately 120. Wow, $120 per magazine a year. Okay, so you had to have money to be able to subscribe to this magazine. Definitely. Okay, so let's check it out. And this video is probably boring the tits off you. Theodore Roosevelt's own story of his great expedition, his African game trails. The chance of a lifetime. To act as an agent for this, the most popular book. Oh God, go away. Most popular book by the most popular man. High Commission. Monopoly of Territory. Address Roosevelt Scribner Society. And an 8-volume edition was, we just learned, $120. If it was $4 back then, that was actually quite a bit of money. Once Upon a Time by Richard Harding Davis. No, boring. And let's see. a book, it was $1.50. Let's check out. So, how much was $1.50 in those days? Let's see. 1.50. Oh, what the hell am I doing? $1.50. Okay, let's check it out. Was $45.33 for a book. $45. Okay, very interesting. And let's see, what else do we got here? The Celt and the Saxon, another book, $1.50. And again, it was $45.33. I have a short memory span. Another one, A Motley by John Galsworthy was about $40. Interesting. Books were very expensive. And books such as Happy Island by Jeanette Lee was $1. And $1 was, let's check it out. $1 was $30. So it was $30 for a book. And the Crossways, $1.50. Anna Treble, Mr. Carteret, Franklin Winslow Kane, The Skyman, The House of Mystery, A Vagabond Journey Around the World, The Doctor's Last, the exquisite love story of a country doctor and his charming ward. Interesting. Let's keep going. I like the old illustrations. They're great. It looks like something Fink, 1910. Were you ever born? Well, no shit. Yeah, we all were. If so, see the great fortune-telling feature coming soon in life. Everybody on earth is interested in this. Your future at stake unless you obey that impulse and lead the cheerful life. The coming numbers. Goody goody, hell, humorous, sky, midnight, two ways. Send $1 here. And again, $1 was $30.22. Canadian, $1.13. Wow. So $1 was worth less back then? Interesting. $1 and secured 3 months trial subscription. Interesting. And here we go. This is actually a really cool illustration. 1910. And it shows you an Edwardian lady, almost like in a Clara Bow type of look, even though she was later than 1910. The new twice a month ladies' home journal begins this month. And how much was it? $1.50 for a year. So that was, what was $1.50 again? I have a shitty memory. I think that was like $35. Interesting. North American Review. Wow, all they did was basically try to sell magazine subscriptions and books. People had nothing better to do back then but to read books. Here we go. Exclusively in the Strand, A. Conan Doyle. What did he write again? Conan Doyle. Was he the guy that wrote Sherlock Holmes? I think so. And Strand Magazine, price 15 cents of all news dealers. Interesting. And here we go. Again, selling subscriptions to magazines. That was probably the greatest thing back then for magazine publishers, because everything was magazines, and books. That was all the entertainment they had. Here we go. The Rubaiyat of Bridge, a book of fun. Verses by Carolyn Wells. And what's cool is I've been collecting old books now. And so if I'm seeing the articles of some of these books, I'm going to get interested and try to look them up on eBay. And if I can get them for $5 or less, why not add them to the collection? And that's $1. And here we go, Practical Golf. And let's just look for the interesting articles. Mark Twain's speeches. The Wild Olive. For 2 months, the best-selling novel in the U.S., The Wild Olive. The remarkable new novel by the author of The Inner Shine. And, oh, God, these YouTube notifications. Here we go again. Splendidly illustrated by Lucius Hitchcock. $35. Oh, here's an interesting book. A Successful Wife by G. Dorset. Bianca's Daughter by Justice Miles Foreman. Interesting. And another book, The Fruit of Desire. And another book, The Ramrodders. And this is interesting to find these books on eBay today, or, like thrift shops and stuff like that. And you can actually see the ads for them at that time. A Romance of Strenuous Affection. Very cool. And Kavanagh. O'Flynn, a new romance. The O'Flynn. Interesting. Very, very interesting to see this. And as you can see, there's not many articles in this magazine. It's all things to buy. It's basically, they want everyone to buy things. And so that's capitalism. A very unusual novel. Hearts Contending. And somebody is walking in the door right now every time I try to do a YouTube video. Hearts Contending by George Schock and Mary Carey. A book called Mary Carey by Kate Langley Bosher. Interesting. Mary Carey. Why does that sound familiar? The Ship Dwellers. Mark Twain, a new edition at half price. Wow. It says this new edition just as complete as the old one, which sells, by the way, at $50. Wait a minute. $50. Back then, 1910, what was $50? Whoa, $1,511.08. $1,500. So the original edition of Mark Twain back in 1910 sold for $1,500. This new edition is only $25 for the 25 volumes, and that would be half of that price. And I suck at math, and I'm not going to even go there. His complete works in 25 beautiful volumes. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Books for elementary schools. And loads of them. Look at them. Indians, pirates, sea rovers, Uncle Sam sailors, strange stories, stories of the Civil War. Wow, okay. For high school and college students. And we have books about electricity. 1910, that was like pretty much the beginning of electricity being afforded by all. And let's see. Schools and colleges in New York City. Mrs. Spence's boarding and day school for girls. Number in each class limited to 8 pupils. Oh my God. When I grew up in Queens in New York City, there was like 30 kids to a class. That was like a real highfalutin school. Miss Helen M. Scoville's School for Girls. Music, art, household economics, home care and social life, regular courses and special studies, physical culture, riding, outdoor exercise, gymnasium, European travel party. Wow. So this was for the rich people. A country school for girls in New York City. The best features of a country and city life. Interesting. Musical art. American Academy of Dramatic Arts. Miss C.E. Mason Suburban School for Girls and Young Women at the Castle, Tarrytown on Hudson, New York. Ooh, interesting. I've been to Tarrytown once before. The New York Military Academy. A preparatory school. And we continue. The Bennett School for Girls. Wow, okay. Look at this. We have the School for Beautiful Girls. Interesting. Massachusetts. Schools and colleges. Let's keep going. And this is actually quite fun. We're on page 40 of 278, so this is going to be a long video. This is going to be a really long one, but we're going through this catalog together. Miss Marshall's School for Girls, Oak Lane, Philadelphia. And let's keep going. Oh my God, look at this. We're going to have to go through a lot. Let me just do this, and I'll go a little slower. And if you hear creaking and noises in the background, it's my family, because they always know when I need to do a YouTube video that I need complete silence, so they do the opposite. The Eli School for Girls, Greenwich, Connecticut, for all the rich people. So it's interesting to see. Wait, what's this? The Howe School. There was a lot of freaking schools. And let's keep going. And don't get dizzy. What's this? I like old ads. Old ads are the best. And to our readers. All right. This is a really cool looking ad. Look at this. Compare Fairy with other white soaps. And I collect antique dolls, so it's always great to see, some of the toys that I have in my collection. That's a really cool looking ad. Zane Grey, author of The Heritage of the Desert. And who the hell is texting me now? Figures. Whenever I'm doing a YouTube video, hold on. I just got to get rid of that. All right. Sorry about that. And here we go. Harper's Bookshelf. And we have the frontispiece of From a Successful Wife. And that's a book. Actually, I want to write that down because I'm going to look for that. Oh, there's this one person that just texts me nonstop and doesn't stop texting me. Okay. Frontispiece From a Successful Wife. I have to write this down because I want to look for this book on YouTube. Okay, 1910. There we go. All right, I wrote it down. And this sounds like an interesting book. In her wifehood, Esther suffers all that a woman can suffer from a man who is dissipated and eccentric, but never forgets that he is a gentleman. Interesting. Yeah, that sounds like a really cool thing. Here we go. Onyx Hosiery. And consider the trademark. How much was it? It was 75 cents and 50 cents per pair. So let's go to the Wayback Machine and see what was 75 cents back then. $22.67. Oh my God, for one pair of pantyhose? Are you kidding me? Jeez Louise. Lord and Taylor, they went out of business recently. And let's keep on going. Oh, look at this, a color picture. Who's it by? It's by W.A. Kirkpatrick. Illustration for The Perfect Hour. It was with relief that he found her with the others on the piazza. And I love actually collecting books like this. I'm writing this one down too right now. Let's write this down. It's called The Perfect... Oh, these stupid YouTube notifications. I subscribe to all these people that I don't even watch any of them. The Perfect Hour. Okay, and that's 1910. All right. Of course, I always have to write this stuff down. That's actually pretty amazing, that picture. And here we go. And wait, Naples and the Lotto. My family's from Naples. Interesting. All right. The Cart of a Neapolitan Dandy. What the hell is a Neapolitan dandy? Let's blow this up and see. I guess a dandy's a fancy boy. A fancy boy of the time. And here we go. Highways of... Oh, my God. This one person doesn't stop texting me. Leave me alone. Oh, God. All right. Sorry about that. Highways of stone. Staircases reaching the hilly inclines. Wow, that's really interesting. That actually looks like Manhattan during the wave of immigrants that went through Manhattan. If you look, it looks just like a scene from Manhattan back during the early 20th century. And let's continue to go here. Neapolitan fisherman. And hold on one second. I'm doing a YouTube video. Can you got yours being picked up on my microphone? So shush. Sorry. Okay. Wait. A vegetable stall with a Neapolitan lady. Interesting. What else do we got here? It says the Banco di Lato. I don't know what the hell that is. I'm Italian. I should know. Interesting. And let's continue to go. And what do we got here? The streets are choked with markets. Yes, Italians like to sell things to people. And let's continue to go. Oh, wait. What's this? Each has a lottery ticket in her blouse. I guess the Italians like to gamble. Very interesting. Reminds me of like the episode with Lucille Ball on I Love Lucy when she was stomping the grapes and then she got into the fist fight with the Neapolitan lady. Okay, what else do we got here? It says uno, duro. No, I suck. I suck at pronouncing uno, due, tre. 1, 2, 3. What the hell are they doing? I don't know. My daughter's actually looking at this, standing over my shoulder. Near Santa Maria del Carmine in Italy. Wow. And here's another one. The plumes of Vesuvius hang low. Wait, is there smoke coming out of that damn thing? Jeez Louise. The perfect hour. Boring. Let's keep going. Oh, okay. I love these book plates. Quite by themselves, where no casual relative would break in. Drawn by W.A. Kirkpatrick. And what is the name of this book? Damn it. The Perfect Hour. All right, I have to write this down because that's another book that I want to get. The Perfect Hour. And that's by Mary Heaton Vorse. Okay, I'm writing this down. All right, I'm going to look for this on eBay. I love these old books. Look at that. Look at that illustration. I love them when they have the color book plates in them. And let's continue to go. Jeez Louise. And we got Mark Twain. A photo dated 1878. And Mr. Howell's house at Cambridge. I'd like that house, that's for sure. Oh my God, geez Louise. Here we go. We got Mark Twain and Mr. Howell's at Lakewood, 1908. Wow, he was still alive in 1910? Very interesting. And we got Mark Twain's final home, Stormfield, Reading. Oh wow, Reading, Connecticut. That's beautiful. And we got Stormfield looking toward the pergola. Wow, look at that. That's amazing. Wow, he must have been filthy rich. Stormfield, the living room. That's really nice. And you guys are having a seizure. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm having a seizure. All right, let's continue. And we got a poem. Boring. The Secret what? The Secret Sharer. And a book plate from the... Why is my mouse not working suddenly? God. Oh, shiz. Wait, hold on. There we go. The steward brought in a tray and glasses. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. And let's continue to go and have a seizure. It's seizure time. It's seizure time. Oh, yeah. And I can't sing. Let's see what we got here. On the very ladder, he lingered. Lingered. That's my New York way of saying linger. Let's go. Let's go. Let's find interesting shit. Steamers disgorging their cargoes. What the hell? My kid's got to make racket in the background. And here we go. The fishermen washing up. Boring. That's a book I don't want to look for. Nope, ships bore me. Yeah, they sort of bore me. It's a man type of thing. The only ship that I was ever interested in was the Titanic. That's it. All right, let's keep going. This is getting interesting. We're halfway through this magazine. What the hell is this? Wait, hold on. It says, this just caught my eye. This trip there were sailors, a half a dozen countries aboard, and the whole lot of firemen were Chinese. They'll find ye, if any of the heathen, Chinamen desert in this country, he went on. Oh, okay, so we had racism back then. I guess it was quite common. The Chinamen. Yes, the Chinamen. Oh, what? Wait. Oh, I think I want to get this book now. It's interesting. All right, I have a little bit of a nasty... oh, here we go with another YouTube notification. I'm a little bit of an asshole. Okay, it says, "Twere a question in my mind," said McNabb, "who would be responsible if any of the chinks got away after they're reaching shore." What the... Okay, wait. Now I'm really curious. So many Chinamen. I guess they were complaining about the Chinamen. Here's a similar case to the man the Clan McIver reported lost overboard a day or two after a riven. Is there any more nasty talk? Let's see. Did I understand the report? One Chinese fireman lost overboard in the big sea, blah, blah, blah. No more talk of the word chinks. Okay, very interesting. I'm sorry, I'm not racist. I just think it's funny. I don't know. I mean, my God, people call us Italians Dagos and Guineas. I don't get, butthurt about that. Let's see. I see the word cockiness. I don't know. Certain words will jump out at you, I guess. Like chink and Chinaman and a Chinese crew. And they're smoking their opium pipe. I think that, oh, wait. I think this dude has his opium pipe. Yes, opium. And the crew coming aboard their sea chests. Let's continue to go. Oh, they were on a soup line. How interesting. Very, very interesting. Wait, is there any more talk of the old East Indiamen? Are they going to make fun of Indian people now? Oh my God, this is very interesting. Very interesting. Before the days of political correctness, I would have much liked life better then in that regard. I hate political correctness. It irritates me. Let's see. The Fairfax comedy. Is there any other words that we should be on the lookout for? Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. And so far, so good. And we have a picture sideways. This was the ultimatum, and it filled him with misgivings. Interesting. All right. Let's continue to go. And go we will. Wait, do we see any other really naughty words in here? Let's see. And no, so far I don't see anything that's politically incorrect. That's why I like these old books, because it's interesting just to see what people thought back then. What was allowed in society, what wasn't, what was considered okay for the day. And do we see any other words of, like, basically, like, discontent? No. And what do we got here? A fancy boy. And it says a dainty, I said fancy boy. A dainty Rosalind. Oh, it's a woman. A dainty Rosalind in her forest costume. I thought that was a man. Okay, well, things haven't really changed much from then to today. And let's continue to go. And do we see any, let's see. Any other funny talk? No. Okay, interesting. Okay, what do we got here? A jester. And my stomach is growling. Sorry about that. Lord Arthur Vallings played Touchstone with gusto. And that was 1910. And let's continue. And if you hear chatter in the background, ignore it. Just my family. And this book is called Night. And why isn't my mouse working? Oh, there we go. The fields are bathed but in moonlight. Interesting. Boring. Keep going. And here's another. The Great Garden of the Patient Stars. And here we go. Giant oak guards the forest glade. Oh, shiz. This thing is too fast. On the shore, a path glimmers dimly. Okay, this is definitely not Van Gogh. You hear that sound? That's the sound of my daughter brushing her hair.
I'm in the other room.
Yeah, it's picking up on the microphone. We hear each stroke of the brush. Against the sky, a delicate black tracery, and my daughter combing her hair that's down to her waist.
Do you
Okay.
actually hear that?
Yes, we hear each stroke of the brush. I swear to God.
I'm sorry.
This microphone picks up microscopic sounds. The Judgment Tree. Interesting. What are you laughing at, you? Wait, is there any more words like chink and Chinaman?
The word chink is not just a racial slur. It means...
They were talking about Chinaman in an
Oh,
article.
narrow.
They were talking about Chinaman and they said the
It
chinks.
means narrow or something, like a narrow...
No, they said the chinks and they were talking about Chinaman. Something about a flash. I know my world Ral answered in a flash. Let's keep going. Oh, wait, is there any other talk over here? Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. No, we're good.
Sayonara.
Sayonara, arrivederci. Hasta la vista. Sorry. Okay, she's going now. Good. Maybe I'll get a little quiet. I'm looking for naughty words. Naughty words. We don't have naughty words. Gingerbread Jenkins. Sounds like such a character. Gingerbread Jenkins. And let's keep going. And he went out to learn about life. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No talk of chinks and Chinamen and I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me. I know a lot of you were like, "Oh my God." Oh shucks. That was probably a bad word back then. I'm looking for those naughty words, everyone. I guess Gingerbread Jenkins was very, very, very well versed in the art of social acceptance. Yes, we did not see any nasty nasties. Well, yeah, because we got, look, he's talking to a father. He's talking to a priest. There we go. Oh, my goodness. I'm not what I was, said Gingerbread Jenkins. I guess Gingerbread Jenkins had some issues. All right. A Lady in Black by William M. Chase. And do we see? Oh, my God. As you can see, I get all these stupid YouTube notifications. Arrangement, the Gainsborough, Van Dyke. No, boring. No talk of slang, or I like slang, old school slang. That's a nice picture. A Lady in Black by William M. Chase, engraved on wood by Henry Wolfe from the original painting. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. All right, this is almost done. The magazine. You probably would rather watch paint peel, but I figured there'll be at least one person that appreciates looking at an old magazine. The Microbe as a social reformer. Da, 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 da. Nope, I don't see any nasty words. Okay. Interesting. Let's continue to go. And seizure time, seizure time, seizure time. Oh, we're going to get a seizure. The Way to the Wedding by Margaret Cameron. Oh, Long Island. That's where I'm from. Oh, I got to write this down. All right, hold on, guys. Sorry. The Way. What the hell is that? The Way to the Wedding. Margaret. Oh, I just dropped my cigarette. Cameron. I hope I don't go on fire. Okay, that's another book to check out. Interesting. I see something about Long Island. That's where I'm from. That's where I live currently. And I grew up in New York, near Brooklyn and Queens border. So had ceased to be novelty in New York. Wait, it was Wednesday. It was the Wednesday after Easter. The year, being unimportant, need not be specified. Suffice it to say that although the subway had ceased to be a novelty in New York, it had not yet been extended to Long Island, and Brooklyn Bridge was still the greatest thoroughfare across the East River. Oh, I want that book. Bay Ridge. I've been to Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. I know all these places. That's very interesting. I will have to get that book. Let's see. Any nasty words? I really like nasty words. Okay, so what do we have here? Ned McEwen, of all men. Well, what a beautiful picture. Ethan Allen and Company. Is that what that says? No. Ethan Allen. I'm thinking of the furniture company. Very interesting. And let's continue to look for interesting stuff. Any nasty, nasty words? No. No talk of chinks and... Oops. He was watching her narrowly, suspecting mockery, but although she was laughing a little, her eyes and lips seemed guileless. Oh, interesting. It sounds like a romance. And let's go. Yes. And seizure time, seizure time. Oh, she said, "Ye'd be racing up here." Interesting. Who drew that? Does it even say? No. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Excuse me. I don't even know why I subscribe to all these YouTubers, but I do. And I don't watch any of their videos. Oh, okay. We saw that. We saw that. All right, let's check out. Wait, what? If you don't die first, added Miss Lancaster. Was it a pretty wedding? Hang the wedding. Oh no, it's Easter week, Ned, and the proper time for weddings. There's one on nearly every bush tonight. So I've learned. I dare you say you might locate a few more in this neighborhood. If you'd ask, she soberly reflected, a laughing devil in her eye, or you might even discover a belated wedding guest whom you would follow to the door and so save your pride. End. Oh, have you forgotten again? And now I want to know what he forgot. So, interesting. Maybe he forgot to ask her to marry him. And let's go seizure time. What's this one called? A September day on the shore. And there's a September day on the shore. Strange animals in the sea. It looked like sperm. All right. And we got like some kind of jellyfish going on. Jellyfish action. We're almost done, I can assure you. I know. You'd rather watch paint peel. And what the hell is that? A magnified portion of a swimming system? What the hell is that? A jar containing phosphorescent... I have no idea. Interesting. The city's cry. The city cries to me all day and cries to me all night. I do not put its voice away when I put out the light. With stars and frost and windy things, eternal things and still, a city laughs and sobs and sings across my windowsill. O sky of stars, how wide you are, how swept with light you lie. Yet never any leaning star can heed the city's cry. I lay awake when past the roofs, the planets all were strange. I heard the city's wheels and hooves, the city's shift and change. The planets all were greater far than when I went to sleep, and one long splendor of a star across the dark did leap. But oh, for all they were so proud, I heard the city cry, and in my dreams I saw a crowd of wan folk herded by. O sky of stars, though you are great, through dreams are heaven high, monotonous and old as fate, I hear the city cry. Boring. What's this say? The eclectic. What the hell is that? Da-da-da-da. Any talk of anything we shouldn't be reading? And no. Very, very, very saccharine and sweet. And I think it's going to be seizure time. Seizure time. Seizure time. A woman who is ashamed. The house stood out among its weather-beaten neighbors, strung along the shady road that for almost 100 years had been for a village the highway of life and death. During the years, the journeying of many feet had left trees in the deep grooves of stone doorsteps, while the ebbing life flood of the countryside had left its tide mark of an occasional windowless, doorless tenement, the shell of a dead family flung high by a grassy wayside. Wow, that's like really deep, right? Wow, interesting. Very interesting. And we got the door opened almost at the instant of my knock. And these old illustrations were amazing, weren't they? And seizure time, seizure time, seizure time. It's seizure time. Okay, here we go. I haven't but one feeling in me. It's a shame. Oh, it's shame. Why is she ashamed? I might have to find that book on eBay. And let's continue. For more seizure time. Oh, it's seizure time. What's it say? Editor's easy chair. And it's seizure time. Oh, yes, it's seizure time. It's time to feel as though you're about to fall and, I don't know, land on your ass. And let's keep going. And it's more seizure time. Beverly's Benevolent Hairpin Reclamation Society. What? All that you have urged, Bishop, in regard to infusing practicality into philanthropy, said the Colonel, would have been listened to with a warm interest by my friend Mr. Beverly. Okay, boring. I am not looking for that book. Useful employment was provided for a neglected class of indigents or indignants. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm ignorant. Okay, let's keep going. And another picture. He counted all the hairpins that he saw. I guess that bothered him. Littering bothered this man. Okay. And the 10 millions of hairpins a year. Holy shit. Look at this, guys. This is a landfill, I guess, filled with hairpins. I guess it was quite a problem back then. The climate control people would be flipping out if they were back then. With all this crap, right? All these hairpins being discarded or lost by women. Really interesting. And what do we got here? What do we got? Ooh, 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 ooh. The firstborn. In the eyes of the parents, in the eyes of the neighbors. Yeah, pretty much like, yeah, I'm like, I don't know, the neighbors sort of sometimes annoy me too. And their kids screeching all the time. Look, this little angel with a teddy bear, a little toy elephant. And they're like, what the hell? They're like peering over the fence, pissed off. Is that like a little leprechaun? I don't know. And here we go. Clerk, have a straw for your ice cream soda. Oh, wait. He's asking, have a straw for your ice cream soda? Customer, haven't you any more big ones like Mr. Elephant is using? Well, today liberals banned straws, so I guess the straw we're gonna have to start collecting straws now. They're gonna be like an antique soon. Oh my God! All right, let's keep going. And getting into deep water. Oh wow, they had an airplane in 1910. That is pretty cool. And editor's drawer. And you see a little head. Far from the madding crowd. Yeah, that's like me, because I barely ever leave the house, like being a recluse. In the adversity of our best friends, we often find something that is not easily displeasing. The Quarrel. What the hell? By Wilbur D. Nesbitt. And I won't bother. No, I won't. Old age, a condition really within control to a great extent. A man with a healthy body feels younger, whatever his years. The secret of retained youth is in the food that builds and sustains the body and a healthy mind. The elasticity and bound of prime manhood is designed to last through after years. Premature old age one brings upon himself through thoughtless living. Scientists agree that most folks eat much more meat than the body needs. Oh, vegetarians? They're promoting that? Huh, interesting. Scientists agree that most folks eat much more meat than the body needs. The excess means body work and body waste. Premature decay follows. A well-known food expert, knowing this, produced grape nuts. Trust the science, folks. If you eat grape nuts, you'll live longer. And I don't trust any science any day, any of these days anymore. Okay, the charm of bygone times, and that was a beautiful parlor. Look at that; it looks like France. And there is an attraction hardly to be resisted in the furniture of bygone times. And yeah, I collect shit from bygone times. I guess they had our replica reproductions of such pieces. Okay, interesting. So there was revivals of antiques back in 1910. I have to look at that. So when I'm collecting things that I think are much older, there may be reproductions of their 1700s, like Madame Pompadour, Marie Antoinette time. So that's actually good to know for collecting. There's an attraction, replica reproductions of such pieces preserve all the charm of the originals and facilitate the immediate plenishing, not of one room only, but the entire house. The Grand Rapids Furniture Company. Interesting. You'll enjoy Maud Powell's exquisite violin solos and 4 splendid concert songs by John Barnes Well. I guess these were records, because they did have the phonograph back then. Yes, Victor Victrola. And, oh wow, what did that say? That, yeah, his master's voice, and the dog would listen. That is very, very cool. And what do we got? A.A. Vantine Company. Oh, speaking of A.A. Vantine and Company, I believe it was Arnold Rothstein, the famous gangster from the 1920s that bought out A.A. Vantine and Company. As a matter of fact, I have perfume bottles from that company. He was funneling money, like laundering money by opening like actually buying out AA Van Time, which was like a novelty type of company in New York City. And it was selling like, like all sorts of shit, like novelty shit. And he bought it just so he can launder money and booze. And I think it was cocaine and opium through this company. Very, very interesting. And this was before Arnold Rothstein and Hoover. They had vacuums in 1910. Holy shiz. The Hoover Suction Sweeper Company. Wow, that's actually really interesting. They must have been a lot of money. Introducing good furniture to a continent. An announcement worth $17.50 or more to every person who acts upon it. During September, we offer them for $37.50, and wow, that was a lot of money for a bed. It says hundreds of Cowan beds of this famous old pattern are now in the finest American homes, and they have been sold uniformly heretofore at $55 for the single and $65 for the double size, but they're selling them for $37.50. Now let's go back into the way back machine and see what $37.50 was. And that was what the fuck? $1,133.31 for a bed? Are you shitting me? Or was that for like a whole suite of furniture? Even so, that's absolutely insane. Oh my God. And we got, be sure it is the pianola piano. That's a really cool illustration. Pianola. I like that word. Pianola. It sounds like some kind of like Italian dish, doesn't it? And now I'm getting hungry. A piano is any piano with any player in it. Oh, so it was for player pianos. Very interesting. And here we go. An invitation to the dance. The Baldwin player piano. And they are sadly out of business now. Night letters, bridge distance. The new night letter service of Western Union Telegraph Company offers manifold advantages as a means of unabbreviated correspondence by wire. And yes, this was the old way of contacting people. And we have come a long way, haven't we? With the cell phone and computers and all that other stuff. Absolutely amazing. The technology. This was the technology back then. This was texting, basically. Interesting. The Problem of Time. An advertisement by Elbert Hubbard. Elbert Hubbard. Sounds like Mother Hubbard. Time has always been a strange and baffling puzzle to the philosophers. They could never explain or account or trace its beginning and end. While we can calculate the end of worlds in our solar system, time stretches away. Illimitable, whatever the fuck that word is, unfettered and uncontrolled. The principal thing that differentiates man from animals is his cognizance of time. Animals know when they are hungry, but they never look at the sun or make any sign which shows they are speculating about time. We divide life up into periods. Okay, I'm getting bored. The equitable life for sure. So basically, they're telling you about time because we're all going to, death. I hate that word. Don't want to see it. Nope, don't want to look at it. Fidelity and Casualty Company. Fidelity against burglary. Plate glass, elevator, steam flywheel. What the hell is that? Esterbrook Steel Pens. Very interesting. Hotel St. Denis. I think that place is still there in New York City. Interesting. Wait, it was $1 per day for a room. What was $1 again? I have a memory of a freaking goldfish. Can't remember. $1. What was that? $30-something? $30 maybe? And it is $30.22. So it's $30 for a day to stay at a hotel. That's actually really good. And we got local and long distance telephone, American Telephone and Telegraph Company, Bell System. One telephone dumb, 5 million, eloquent. Interesting. That's a really great picture. I like the illustration. And next, a Hupmobile. My dad had a 1928 Hupmobile when I was a kid. He found it in Pennsylvania, abandoned, rotted out in a field. He had it towed all the way back here to New York, to Queens, New York, where we lived at the time. And he restored it. He put it on top of his he had a factory, a car parts factory in Jamaica, Queens, and he put it on top of the building with a crane for all to see. And sadly, that car rotted after he spent like several years restoring it and thousands of dollars restoring it. But that's a Hupmobile. And this was 1910, folks. 1910. And back then, it was $750. Let's go to the Wayback Machine. What was $750 in 1910? Well, we got 1913 because it won't go back that far. Let's check it out. So for a brand new car, it was $22,600. Ooh, I don't like that number. And $66. So you had to have money. It's actually cheap. Like new cars nowadays are even more than that. And blah, 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 blah. 25 cents a day is all it costs most people to run this car. So what was 25? I'm such an asshole. All right, 25 cents. Curiosity, right? It's curiosity. So $7.56 a day. Let's times that. Yeah, that's like 200 and something dollars a month. So that was like, I guess, a luxury car. Stevens Doria. I never even heard of that type of car. Look at that. It's really cool. Get these Varnish Facts Solid. It's like picking up money. Varnishing costs more than the varnish. Blah, 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 blah. Murphy Varnishes. And every day rode a boulevard. And look, we got cars, folks. Let's check this out. Let's blow this up. Really cool. What the hell is this thing? I don't know. Is that what an engine must have looked like? What is this? Da-da-da-da. Truff-out heartboard. Shock absorbers. Interesting. And we have this cool, nifty picture here. The health of the outdoor women. Malt Nutrien. Anheuser-Busch's Malt Nutrien. Was that like a beer for women? Interesting. So it gave you great health. And you can go to a druggist. I remember, actually, when I was a kid, we used to call the pharmacy the druggist. Yeah, that's how old I am. And what the hell, Rogers, Pete, and who cares? It's a clothing thing. Dealing directly with principals. We sell New York City surface car and Fifth Avenue auto bus advertising and nothing else. And Goodyear welts. Guess it's some kind of shoe made out of rubber. Interesting. U.S. paints made with oxide of zinc. And back in the days, the olden days, paint had lead in it. And kids were like eating the chips that fell off the wall and were getting lead poisoning. I wonder if this had lead in it. Yes, my mind's always working. Globe Wernick elastic bookcases. Renew with Japalac. It's a paint. Paint the fall. Badgers chemical fire engine. Wow, look at this old fire engine. Really cool. The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. $1.50. And that was what, $35? Dutch Boy painter white lead. Well, yeah. Oh, so it had lead in it. The paint did have lead in it. And that's why a lot of people died. Okay, interesting. The Babcock Electric. The Babcock Electric Carriage Company. Babcock Electrics for 1909. It's safer and easier to handle, is faster on the level and stronger on the hills, and will go farther on a single charge than any other. Electric. They had electric cars back then, guys. Holy shit. They cost less in the first place, and they cost less to keep up. 42 cents was the average cost of repairs on the Babcock Electric. So why did we stop using electric for cars? Very interesting. I wonder. And now, what made them go to gas as opposed to electric when they had it already? M&M portable houses and garage. I guess it was capitalism, money, the big oil companies. Cancer. Oh, crap. I hate that word. My husband has cancer, and it's really very terrible. For the scientific and effective treatment of cancer without resorting to surgical procedure. Oh, God. Back then, you had like zero chance of really surviving cancer because they had shitty treatment. Okay, right light. There's a good deal in this light in question, whether it be for a hotel or a barn, a store, a church, a factory. The glass makes or mars the light. A bare light dazzles with the proper glass. Interesting. The servant of the house. The man of the home. The Winter Feast by Charles Rand Kennedy. Evolution, a revolution, and a revelation. Do you know that there will be a revolution in the periodical subscription methods next fall? Interesting. And around the world. Cook's 39th annual series of tours leaves September 13, 1910. And you go around the world in 80 days. Wasn't that a book? Traveler's Checks. I remember there was such a thing as traveler's checks. Even I used to work at a bank, and when people would go away on vacation to European countries, they'd bring traveler's checks with them. They'd buy them, and I had to dole them out when I was a bank teller. Interesting. Hotel Somerset, Commonwealth Avenue, and Charles Gate East, Boston, Massachusetts. Forget it. Elgin watches on credit, $13.75. How much was a pocket watch if it was $13.75? Oh, excuse me. Sorry, headphone wearers. R.I.P. Rest in peace. And what did I see? Jesus, 13. I get distracted very easily. $13.75 was $415 for a freaking watch. Wow. You do not pay 1 penny until you have seen and examined this high grade 17 jewel Elgin watch and hand engraved case right in your own home. You are to be the judge. Let us send it to you. All charges prepaid. If it suits you, pay only $1.50 a month. So you had to lease a watch? That's crazy. 164 prizes worth $1,000 given to the best specimens of silk embroidery. 18 official prize contest patterns. Cheney silks. Showerproof. Fallards. Florentine's okay, boring. Best in company. School outfit for children. Candies of rare quality. Egypt and India. Around the world trips. A New War for the Life of Napoleon Bonaparte. And the Boston Garter. Imagine having to wear that. Oh my God. I guess men needed their socks held up because they didn't have elastic in there. They didn't invent that yet. MP Durable Floor Varnish. Jenkins Brothers Valves. And the Keeley Cure for liquor and drug using. Oh, this is interesting. A scientific remedy which has been skillfully and successfully administered by medical specialists for the past 30 years. It was probably like opium or morphine in a bottle, and they gave that to you and told you it was a cure. Skin Luxury is Katikura soap. It does so much for poor complexions. It does even more for skin-tortured and disfigured infants. What the hell? Menins by... There used to be a commercial when I was a kid for Menin products that used to go by Menin. And wow, they were still in business in 1910. Interesting. A pink powder, not a rouge. This powder is scientific preparation for the softening and beautifying. So they basically had a pink powder. This Nast, his period and his pictures. White Rock. Holy shit, when I was a kid, this was the bane of my existence. My dad was a cheapskate, and I used to only like to drink Coca-Cola. And he would come home with something called White Rock Cola. And White Rock Cola was 10 cents cheaper than Coca-Cola, and it tasted like shit. And I used to hate White Rock, and I'm glad they're out of business now. And let's see. Manning Bowman. Alcohol stoves. Best printing inks, J.M. Huber. The Style Book. Interesting. Howard Brushes, the best brushes. Godiva, Ajax, Samson. Brushing is life to the hair. Every stroke of a Howard brush reaches through and brushes each layer of hair, keeping it clean, healthy, and vigorous, and makes the scalp tingle. with a healthy glow, exciting vitality, and encouraging a luxuriant growth. Howard brushes are scientifically constructed. How can a brush scientifically? Trust the science, folks. Trust the science. Godiva powder. The Howard Brush Company. Ask the man who owns one, a Packard. 1911. That's the 1911 model. Beautiful. It's a nice. And Nabisco. Sugar wafers. Refreshments are served at 5 o'clock. Teas should never be elaborate. The hostess who serves Nabisco sugar wafers displays her knowledge of conventions as well as all respect for the likes of her guests. The Nabisco Biscuit Company. Maybe I should do commercials with my terrible New York accent. You can have an object lesson in the use of Gillette on any sleeping car in America. Oh, go away. Most men who shave on the train use the Gillette. They can shave quickly with no stropping, no owning. Shave as smoothly and clean up all the corners with no danger from the lurch or motion of the car. Interesting. Very, very interesting. If you hear that tapping sound, that's my dryer. Sorry, we have a very small home. And tourists and travelers are the staunchest advocates of Gillette. Gillette. Another company that got woke and went broke. And $5 for, that's a lot of money, $5 for a set. How much was it to shave in 1910? $151.11 for a shaving kit? Oh my God. I would have grew a beard as long as Santa Claus's. Okay. We got about once in 2 months, writes a California woman, I give my mahogany pieces a good bath with a dry cloth I wipe off dust. Then with warm ivory soap suds and a piece of chamois, I begin the washing. At the washing well, I wipe lightly with a piece of cheesecloth, polishing with the chamois. Ivory soap, 99.44, 100% pure. Swift's, they had this back then? Shit, we still have this brand. Swift's Premium Sliced Bacon. And the Chinks own it now. I'm sorry, guys. It's a joke. I'm sorry. I'm not politically correct. I call everybody names, including my own people. Swift's Premium. Yeah, China actually bought this company. Swift's Premium Sliced Bacon. That's why I will not buy bacon anymore from Swift's Premium. It's now basically a Chinese product, and I don't trust it. U.S. inspected and passed under the Act of Congress of June 30th, 1906, and no longer to be trusted. Royal Baking Powder. Waterman's Ideal Fountain Pen. Prove things hold fast, that which is good. A 10 days change from coffee to well-made postum. There's a reason, and there's a reason for this video. Basically, so I can bore the shit out of you. And once again, thank you for watching another episode of What the Fuck Are We Doing tonight? Going down the Google rabbit hole. And we're going to have a seizure right now. And thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys all soon with the next, thing I can think of to try to entertain myself more so than you. So long, if I can shut this damn thing off.